Hey, good morning to you. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. It is Tuesday, March 9th, so I hope you have a very blessed day. God bless every single one of you. Now, I know we do have some storms that are starting to brew into the country, so I'm going to get in and show you what we can expect for the next few days. It's definitely going to ramp up towards the end of the week, even worse, but I will show you your outcomes. And even though you do see some storms are brewing around the country, it actually is going to be a nice day today. Now, if you've never been here before, hello, my name is Mark. I do upload every single day, except Friday evenings to Saturday evenings. So please hit that subscribe button. That way you know where to find me. Now, the two videos that I have for you guys today is on the very top. You have the water vapor, and both of these are on 10-day runs. I'm not going to show you 10 days. However, I have the models running 10 days, so you can see what is expected. It will change. Now on the very top you have the water vapor. That way you can see all the moisture of all these storms that are passing through our country and what you can expect and when. And right above my head I have the wind chills. That way you can see all the Arctic air that's coming in from the northwest, and they'll see it moving really good across the country. Now I only have that on a 10-day run also, so you're not going to see it all the way to the northeast, or you're going to see the freezing temperatures hitting the southeast. That's after a few days, but you can see what to expect, and it is not your temperatures, it's your wind chill temperatures. Now your time and date is always right here in between the videos on the left, so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. And 12Z is actually 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. East Coast, 4 a.m. on the West Coast. Now this morning you see that we do have a low pressure system that did move up towards the Dakotas. It is putting some potential snowfall for Montana, Wyoming, towards the Rockies, while you have a upper level low moving to the Pacific Northwest. Now this is putting rainfall still for the western states, and I will go through your rate. So please save yourself some time. If you're here for just a certain part, every one of my videos always has timestamps in the description. That way you can get to what you need to get to, see what you need to see, and then move on with your day. So God bless you all. I'm going to get with the forecast. If you need the timestamps, please go in the description. Now our temperatures today are looking beautiful. The system's moving up here by the Dakotas, and it is frozen temperatures, not on eastern Montana, but most of Montana and western Wyoming is cold enough for some accumulation of snow. But you can see everybody else, northeast is in freezing temperatures, the Rockies are in freezing temperatures, west coast you're in above freezing temperatures, so this will be rainfall that you will be getting from this system that comes along the west coast this week. But everybody else, there's not really much going on. It's just some good temperatures, some good weather. There's a little bit of clouds out there, but it's all in all going to be a beautiful day today. Now, as we go through our day today, all the way till 6 p.m. tonight, Central Time, you can see the surface low pressure did move into Canada. It's still dropping snowfall for Canada, while this other surface low pressure is following the same track. We're in that positive phase on the NAO, so these are going to keep curving up towards the Midwest, but that is going to change soon. While you're still getting rainfall all day long on the West Coast, and you're talking Oregon, California, northern and southern, and Washington as well. The temperatures tonight isn't much different. You're going to be way warm in the south. That's normal this time of year. But the Rockies is on the edge of being frozen temperatures, not frozen temperatures. So I don't see much accumulation from this second system until it starts strengthening up. And it will. Most of the Northeast isn't going to be too cold. The very far New England states will be right around freezing temperatures. But the rest of y'all will be in the high 30s to 40s. So everybody's all around going to have a good day of weather. Now as we get into tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock Central Time, you do see the surface low pressure did move towards the central U.S. It is dropping snowfall potential for Wyoming as well as South Dakota and a little bit of Nebraska. While we have the upper level low that now turned into a surface low pressure all the way to the ground and is gaining strength as it's moving on the west coast and dropping more precipitation, more rainfall, and now it's reaching real good for Southern California. On the East Coast, you still have this high pressure that's still sitting here, and high pressure brings clear skies, so y'all should have good clear skies all day today. Now by 6 o'clock tomorrow night, the surface low pressure moves in towards Nevada, and you see all the rainfall and the precipitation that's coming with it. A little bit of snow in higher elevations. But now this system has moved over the Midwest, and some people is getting snow if the temperatures are there, and a lot of people is getting rain from the system. And this is going to be a big thing that's going to be happening with these storms. At first there's going to be snow in areas, but it's going to get overrun by warmth and rain. But the temperatures are going to be very iffy on whether or not you're going to get any in the Midwest. You can see northern Minnesota, eastern South Dakota and western South Dakota, they're all somewhat dancing around with these frozen temperatures. So it's going to be a little bit of hit and miss with whether you get any accumulation out of this snowfall. Now, by Thursday morning, this is where the other system comes in from the west coast. It stops putting rainfall on Oregon, Northern California, and Washington. And it starts moving in, putting some snowfall for the higher elevations in the southwest as it moves on the same path to the Midwest. And you can see all the frozen temperatures that's in this anomaly now. This is from this Arctic air that's going to be moving in with this high pressure, and it's going to be bringing in some cold temperatures. But at the same time, the system is now moving towards Canada. It's putting maybe some snowfall for the Great Lakes or northern Wisconsin, but it's bringing storms as well, because now you got this warm air that's rising up. You got the high pressure going clockwise on the east. You got this high pressure coming in with the cold air, and you have all these surface low pressures that's going counterclockwise, and all this dew points and moisture and warmth is all getting sucked up in between. And when this gets pulled up and clashing down with this cold temperatures, this is going to create your storm line right in this area, right where the jet stream's going. And by Thursday evening, 6 o'clock Central Time, that's where all my stamps are today. It's going to be 6 a.m., 6 p.m. You can see the surface low pressure moved all the way to northeast towards Canada. It's still creating the storm line in between the cold air and the warm air that's coming up from the dew points and the temperatures. And this one section right here is going to be a hot spot because of this high pressure, because of the warm dew points, and because of the cold air coming down. So this will be a good hot spot for some weather to turn severe during this week. Well, you can see now this surface low pressure has turned into an upper level low over Montana, and it's starting to weaken some. The high pressure is starting to smack it down a little bit, and actually what it's going to do is going to transfer energy over to this upper level low down here and continue on. Thursday night, everybody will be in nice, good temperatures. The west coast is in the 50s. The Rockies and the high elevations are still in a little bit of frozen air, frozen conditions, but not much. But Midwest, the South, even the Northeast is in the 40s to almost 50s. So everybody is in warm, good temperatures come Thursday evening. Now, Friday morning, just like I showed you yesterday, that's when we're going to be deepest on our EPO for this negative phase for any storms to come further south. And the last of this cold air is starting to come in now into the country. And it's going to start shrinking up as far as how much area it's going to be able to control, because it's just too much warmth just going around. But at the same time, you can see the upper level low that is right here within this cold air. And this will swing across and meet up with this upper level low and create a nice strong storm system that is going to start off towards the end of the week, and it's going to begin something pretty big. And the system has moved far into the northeast, that left into Canada, and I do see the tight isobars, so there is chances for some wind gusts out of this system as it moves away. And with the high pressure blocking pretty much the whole northern half of the country, it's suppressing down these storms. So now these storms are going to be in between Oklahoma all the way to Kentucky, and it's going to be pretty strong, not really severe, but it will be thunderstorms the whole time. Even when it was up here a little northern, it's thunderstorms, and then it's getting pushed down some because high pressure is always boss. So now the curve is relaxing now, because on the NAO we went down after the 12th, and on the 12th is when the NAO started relaxing. That's where your eastern jet stream shows where your pattern is going to go, whether it's going to be a high ridge or a low trough. On the 12th is when it starts relaxing and heading to the northeast instead of the Midwest. So now these storms are going to start stretching out towards the northeast, especially with these high pressures pushing them down. And I did check to see what those wind gusts are going to be, and most of it's going to be high 30s for Vermont and New Hampshire, but it can get up to 30s, high 30s to high 40s for Maine, especially northern Maine at this point. But I don't see any snow accumulation, very little bit in very northern Maine. I don't see any snow accumulation happening while this wind gust is passing around, so I don't see blizzard conditions at this point. And the temperatures on Friday morning is pretty nice all over. We're still a little bit in the freezing mark in the Midwest because we have this Arctic air that is swishing around. We still have some freezing temperatures in the Rockies. However, the west coast is around the edge of freezing and not freezing, so it will be some mixed precipitation as this next low pressure does come in, because there will be another one. But the northeast is in 40s, almost 50 degrees. So I don't see any accumulation in the northeast at this point. But as we get into Saturday morning, this is literally 4 days out. So please, pretty much from this point take it with a grain of salt, guys, because it does change, especially after 2 or 3 days. I've seen it change within a few hours. It all depends on what God wants. All we can do is just see what we have, expect some possible changes, and just be aware of them. But Saturday morning, the cold air does come in. You see it all locked into place pretty much by itself right here. So it will shrink down and die out until it meets up with the high pressure in the north. But you see it does have half precipitation of snow, half of rain. But at the same time, this is the storm line that is bringing up from these dew points, from this warm moisture coming from the Gulf, the cold air coming down. But I don't see any tornadoes yet that's going to come out of these severe storms. One, the cold front is way too far away from this warm air. It's way up here. So I don't see that happening yet. While you do see that the isobars are still tight on the northeast, as that system's pulling away, is still bringing a lot of strong wind gusts with it. And your temperatures Friday morning will be a little bit colder than the other previous this morning. The Midwest is still in freezing temperatures all the way to the upper Ohio Valley. The Northeast is very cold. They're in the teen temperatures for the New England states, and they're in the 20s for the rest of the Northeast. The Rocky Mountains is cold. West Coast is still warm enough to where it's going to be rain. But you can see how the system's cut in half. You got freezing temperatures, barely freezing temperatures. It's pretty much going to be in the higher elevations for any accumulation of snow at this point. But once again, I did check on the Northeast. I did check on you guys because this strong winds can be damaging. It can be power outages. And I do show that there is going to be some up to 30 to upper 40 miles per hour wind gusts in southeast New York, northeast Pennsylvania. You also have some possible problems for upper 40s from Massachusetts all the way to upper Connecticut. Upper Vermont, you have chances for it to get up to 40s, but New Hampshire has almost 50s as well as Maine. It's high 40 wind gusts with all this. And your temperatures are very frozen at this point. Y'all going to be very cold in the 20s. A lot of y'all going to be in the teens while you're having these 30s to 40 miles per hour wind gusts, possible 50s. It is still a few days away. It's 4 days. But anything can change after 2 or 3 days, guys. So this can change. In fact, if you look with the wind chills, you can see it's negative temperatures on upper New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. We're talking -5, -7, -9. And it puts the rest of y'all in teens to single digits. So it will be a cold morning with the wind chill, the wind gust that's coming by, bringing the cold wind chill from the Arctic air up north, just swirling it on in. And that's pretty much what it's doing. It's just feeding the cold air in the northeast. But I do show there is a slight chance for upper New York, upper Vermont to get some kind of snowfall accumulation at this point. It won't be a whole bunch because there will be some warming going on soon. But there is a chance for you to get some snowfall. So with the wind gusts, with the snow, there is a chance for a potential blizzard. Just be aware of that. It's not trending with every single model, but there is a chance. Now, if you look at the storm relative helicity at this point, this is where it gives you the cyclonic updraft rotation in right-moving storms. You can see exactly that this storm is strengthening now. It's pulling from this surface low pressure down here, and it's getting real strong at this point, and it's expanding out with some storms and some energy. This is all updraft. But at this point, the updraft is getting pretty severe. Now, the sounding is picking up that it could be a weak supercell forming, and there is a chance for tornado possibilities. And that's right where the system is pulling up all this moisture, all this energy, and is getting into the cyclonic activity. And there's some updraft going on. As far as that being a potential tornado, I do not believe that will be one. I believe that this is just the updraft of the storm strengthening as it's pulling together, and it's picking up that updraft. It's picking up these strong Cape values going into the storm, and it's just reading the storm as the updraft cyclonic. I do not believe that this is a tornado issue. And matter of fact, for March, your chances for a tornado is greatest in this area right here. And as we move towards May, it all starts shifting west of as far as where our greatest area for tornado risk is. And by Saturday evening, 6 o'clock Central Time, you can see the surface low pressure come up out of Mexico. You can see this surface low pressure strengthening a little bit now. It's still trying to drop heavy precipitation, heavy snowfall possibilities for Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, even western Kansas if the temperatures get right. This is why we're showing a possibility for very heavy, extreme snowfall for these states, because this is going to go very slow, almost like a stall effect. It's going to take all day long and then the next morning to move away. So the whole time it's just throwing rainfall in frozen temperatures, and it could be a lot of snow accumulation. At the same time, you see the strengthening of the storms coming all the way down to lower Texas, and that's pulling that energy. That's creating that updraft, that cyclonic rotation. While you now have a surface low pressure coming down from the Pacific Northwest, it's actually coming from the Gulf of Alaska, and it's going to be bringing precipitation on the west coast, some good rainfall, as well as some good snowfall for the higher elevations. But it's still very warm temperatures that we're dealing with, not only for the south, because it's pulling all this moisture, all this heat, and it's all going to rise up greatly as the week goes along. You see the temperatures are barely even frozen for these states, so this will be a lot of rainfall that they will be getting. Some places in the very high elevations of Colorado, maybe even Wyoming, we'll see heavy snow accumulations at this point, while everybody else on the lower levels of these states will see rain. Now, Sunday morning, this is on the 14th, 6 a.m. Central Time, and they're starting to fan out and go to the east, while the surface low pressure is now weakening, guys. And it's actually moving towards the Midwest, and we have a high pressure here that's going to be doing some blocking. So it's not going to be able to go to the east. This is going to have to go around this high pressure. It's going to have to go to the Midwest. And it's bringing all this precipitation, all these rain, all this storms is going to be bringing up with it. And you can see that a lot of people is getting freezing rain. Some people is showing snow. But the pattern, just like yesterday, the pattern for this is going to be, you're going to be in cold temperatures. The rain's going to come to you. You're going to get snow. But then you eventually will get freezing rain, then rain. It just gets overrun by warmth, and it won't last, guys. While the surface low pressure is now strengthening on the Pacific Northwest to 998, it's putting rainfall, snowfall in the higher elevations of Washington and Oregon. But here's your temperatures. You see your Iowa, you're barely holding on to 32 degrees. It's the same thing as northern Illinois. You're barely holding on to 32 degrees, while everything above that is frozen. But as this warmth in the system, you can see it going right into the core right here, as it moves to the Midwest, is going to move these warm temperatures as well. So it's going to be the same factor. You're going to be frozen. You're going to see some snow. But then you're going to see freezing rain to rain. And that blast of Arctic air is moving towards the Northeast at this point, and it is putting the New England states back in the teens again. And Northeast, you will be in 20-degree temperatures. This will be Sunday morning. And when you look at the storm relative helicity, you can see the storm starting to strengthen a little bit for the Pacific Northwest. So that rainfall and them storms will be there. It's not going to go away. It's not weakening. It's actually strengthening. At the same time, you can see the updraft being pulled up into this storm. You can see these storms are going to move to the east. That's over Texas and Oklahoma, while this storm system moves to the Midwest. And Tuesday evening, you can see the storms did move over Louisiana all the way to Missouri and Arkansas. These storms will keep on moving over. That's what it's going to do. While the surface low pressure moves up to the Midwest and goes away from this high pressure. It has to go around it. So as you see the freezing rain, you see the rain, it's going to be the same scenario. You're going to get freezing rain, then rain. You can see your temperatures for the Midwest. You're very now on the small edge of being frozen, and everybody's getting warmed up. So now it's just going to be a rainfall event with some storms. And just to give you a shot of what maybe will happen after that, this is the last shot I got for you guys. On Tuesday night, on the 16th, it's literally 7 days away. That's a long time. A system could be in the Midwest. It all depends on whether the high pressure stays there and blocks it or not. But if it goes towards the Midwest, it will put most of y'all in rainfall because it's just still too warm. The best chances for snowfall will be the Dakotas. And some more storms start brewing up in the south, which with the potential for some wind gusts to start stirring up now and causing possible blizzard conditions for the Dakotas. Now this is your snowfall rate, your snowfall totals, all the way up until Tuesday on the 16th, guys. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. So we need to be aware of what's going to happen with this system and how much snowfall you're actually going to get right here, because this is going to be a lot. However, you can't trust that. That is way too far out, guys. So this is your 5-day snowfall totals, and I'm going to go by this one. Okay, this will change also, but this is way more accurate than trying to show you the snowfall totals for 8-9 days out. That's just silly. But for the Northeast, your best chance will be in the New England states, upper New York for a couple inches, as well as upper Vermont and upper New Hampshire for up to 4 inches, and up to 4 or 5 inches for northern Maine. Now, there will be small accumulations of snowfall at this point, mostly higher elevations. Portland, you're not getting any. Spokane, Washington, you're not getting any. Salem, also, you're not getting any. Bend is getting over 7 inches possibility, but everybody else pretty much isn't going to get any snowfall. This will be rain for y'all on the West Coast. Now, Nevada has a chance for anywhere from 3 to 5 inches or more in the higher elevations. Utah has a chance for some good snowfall as well as northern Arizona. Colorado also has a very good chance for snowfall. Matter of fact, very heavy snowfall in the higher elevations. 46 inches, that's almost 4 feet of snow within the next 5 days. This is all higher elevations, but it's a good bit of snow. But I do show that there is still a foot that can linger anywhere around. That's from that system just sitting there all day long, just putting precipitation in those frozen temperatures. It wasn't super frozen except higher elevations, so there will be some late accumulation in a lot of this area. But still, this is a hot spot, Colorado and Wyoming. A lot of the models are showing that there will be a heavy track of snow going all the way from Wyoming all the way towards northern Minnesota. So a lot of models are showing that is trending. So we need to be aware of a possibility for heavy snowfall all the way from Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, and Minnesota. Plus, there is showing that there's going to be some heavy accumulation of possibility of ice, mostly for Iowa and southern Minnesota, eastern Nebraska. That seems to be the hot spot. And the precipitation rate is just going crazy at this point. It has very heavy, up to 5-6 inches in some of these parts, especially for Colorado, especially for Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. But once again, that's unreliable. That's way too far. So I'm going to show you just the 5 days. And the 5 days, just enough, is still showing that you have heavy rainfall possibilities from Oklahoma all the way to Kentucky, while you still have some from Colorado as well. And the West Coast has some, but it's in the higher elevations or it's over water. So that's a good thing. You have some chance for heavy rainfall for southern Michigan and Indiana and western Ohio and eastern Illinois. So there's a hot spot that is going to be right here for heavy precipitation. And it shows that it is building there as the days come. It's just, I don't have confidence in those days. It's just too far away. I believe that will move or change. But it can be anywhere from 2 to 3 inches for western Kentucky, southern Illinois. Then when it gets towards Missouri, it's anywhere from 3 to almost 4 or more inches. And it's going to carry all the way over into Kansas, into Oklahoma. And when it gets from Kansas to Oklahoma, there's another hot spot for 4 or 5, close to 6, but 4 or 5 inches of rainfall. And this will be a flooding event if this does show true. We got to keep this updated because things do change. But so far, that's what we're seeing. Now, I checked with the National Weather Service, and they did pick up on that Friday when I showed you that those storms will start brewing really strong right here, and I showed that a tornado possibility. They're showing the same thing, that there is a 5% chance in 3 days, which is Friday, anywhere from central Texas all the way to southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. So they're showing that there is a 5% chance for tornadoes in this area for Friday as these storms brew up and move to the east. This morning, I want to share with all of you Proverbs 12. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overturned and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall be condemned according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. He that is despised, he hath a servant, is better than he that honoureth himself and lacketh bread. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He that tilleth the land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of man's hands shall be rendered unto him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covereth shame. He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is that speaketh lie, the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of a fool proclaimeth foolishness. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. Heaviness in the heart of a man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Amen. Bless you all today. Hope you have a great day today. It is going to be a nice day today. Enjoy the weather, guys. Enjoy your life. It's a beautiful day today. Please hit that like button if I helped you at all today, and I hope you have a great day. All glory does go to God of Jacob. Amen.